I hereby call to order this meeting, this special meeting of the Arizona Boxing and Mixed Martial Arts Commission. Today is Friday, February 25th, 2022, and the time is 11:01 a.m. Would those commissioners that are in attendance please identify themselves and state as to whether they're here via telephone or Google Meets or in person?
This is Joe Pennington. I'm participating by telephone.
This is Eric Feinstein. I'm joining by telephone.
Thank you, commissioners. And I'm Scott Fletcher. I, too, am joining by telephone. B, our new business, B1, is pursuant to ARS sections 5-227, 5-228, and AAC R19-2-C604 for persons over the age of 36, the new license application submitted by Mr. Jeffrey Thomas Wells for a 2022 professional boxing athlete license. Mr. Estrada, will you speak to this application, please?
Sir, Mr. Chairman, Mr. J.T. Wells has submitted all of the required medicals, EKGs, everything looks in order. A little bit of background on him. He's a record 0-0 in boxing. He wants to debut as a pro MMA fighter. He's 2-4-0. His current weight is 140. He'll be fighting at 140 pounds. His training regimen consists of 4 to 5 rounds sparring regularly. He bikes at minimum 10 to 15 miles a day. He also does 15 rounds of bag work. When I asked him how he felt about his upcoming, he felt confident, strong, and he feels he's going to put on a show. With that said, I recommend that his professional boxing license be approved.
Thank you, Mr. Estrada. Commissioners, thoughts, questions for Mr. Wells?
Mr. Chairman, if I might, Mr. Wells, you have been a MMA contestant or licensed athlete. Why are you thinking about changing discipline and going into boxing?
I want to challenge myself, and I feel boxing. I like the regulation. I've always liked boxing, and it's just kind of like I want to test myself. And boxing's always been my real passion. MMA was kind of just because of wrestling and jiu-jitsu and whatnot. The mixed martial arts, it's kind of I kind of fell in love with that too. But boxing's kind of like been my passion, and I figured I wanted to do that before my time as my youth is gone. So I wanted to test my strength and my grit.
Okay, well, boxing will certainly do that for you.
Mr. Chairman and Commissioners, I also want to add that I did evaluate Mr. Wells as well for boxing, and he was successfully able to give me 6 rounds of boxing, pretty heavy sparring as well.
Thank you, Mr. Estrada. We appreciate how thorough you are. Commissioners, any other thoughts or questions?
Yeah, just one question for me. When was your last MMA fight, and when was that single boxing match that you had?
I haven't had any boxing. I had a sparring thing with the commission, but I haven't had no boxing. This is my first professional bout. So no boxing. I have had amateur bouts in MMA and professional bouts in MMA.
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought I understood that you were 0-1 in boxing, but so this would be your first professional boxing match, and you've had no professional MMA matches?
No, I believe online I'm 5-4 on Tapology for MMA.
Okay, and when was your last fight at MMA?
I believe 2019 of March. The dates on that are a little hazy.
Okay. Why the long hiatus from competition?
COVID just has, I've had 3 bouts fall through and there was an issue with the show last show I had in March of last year with some hand wraps and some issues that I had. So I've been active training, but the fights have just due to COVID have kind of derailed my fight bout.
Okay, thank you. No further questions from me.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner.
Mr.
Yes,
Chairman,
sir.
if I might, Mr. Wells mentioned that there was some problem with hand wrapping in the last, I guess, last spring. Would you please describe that, Mr. Wells? What was the issue?
Just two people wrapped my hands. One was tight, one was loose, and I felt it was going to throw off my striking game. I didn't feel comfortable fighting.
And did you withdraw from that at the last minute?
Yes, I did.
And whenever you withdrew, what was the outcome of that? What happened?
I received a 6-month suspension, and I had to do a urine analysis and go before the commission and do some sparring.
Do you have a trainer that will wrap your hands this time?
Yes, I have been training at Central Boxing. I have Abel, he is my cornerman today, and his brother, and I feel in very safe hands with them.
Okay, well that, withdrawing at the last minute because of hand wrap is a major concern. I know that you have been suspended. You've gone back before the commission again. I would just be concerned if anything subsequent to this meeting happens and you withdraw again, or you have some other sort of issue, the commission would really need to deal with that maybe a little bit firmer than we did in the beginning.
I understand.
Okay. Mr. Chairman, I have no further questions.
Thank you, Commissioner. I concur, by the way, with Commissioner Pennington. These cards are important. They're important to the people who pay to get into them and the promoters that put them on and the fighters that prepare for them. So I'd like to see us conduct ourselves correctly going forward, Mr. Wells. If there are no further questions, the chair would be open to a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we grant a new professional boxing license to Mr. Jeffrey Thomas Wells for 2022, pursuant to ARS 5-227, excuse me, 5-228 and AAC R19-2-C604 as a fighter over age 36. But with that motion, I want to note that we have some concern based on the past and do not hope that we do not experience concerns like that with this event.
Thank you, Commissioner. We have a motion. Is there a second?
I second the motion.
Very good. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Congratulations, Mr. Wells. We look forward to your upcoming fight.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yep. You take care now. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Item C is our call to the public. Mr. Estrada, is there anyone who desires to chat with us?
No one signed up, and I don't see no raised hands.
Okay. Then let's move on to D, call to the commission. This is a spot where commission members or executive director may introduce a summary of current events, ask questions, and or make comments. Gentlemen.
None for me, Mr. Chairman.
None for me either, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you, commissioners. One thing, and I spoke to Juan about this earlier. I've been in contact with some people at the UFC who are looking for a home for UFC 274 on May 7th.
All right.
They've asked for some additional numbers from us, and Juan, please, I know just how busy you are. Please, if we can get those to them today, they're trying to make a decision here pretty quickly. And that would be a huge coup. They're not going to Rio, and they're looking for a home, and they like it here. So whatever we can do to get them those numbers would be great. I appreciate your help.
I'll get on that as soon as we get off this call.
Awesome. Thank you. And I'll keep you all apprised if I hear anything. And Juan, if you hear something from him, please let us know too, because that would be a fun one if we could get it. That's all I've got. Mr. Estrada, anything for the call of the commission?
Nothing here. I think you covered the only item I had to talk about.
Okay, great. Well, E is the announcement that the next regularly scheduled commission meeting will be at 11 a.m. on Wednesday, March 16th, 2022, as a subject to change based on a quorum. And I just want to thank you all for making this happen, taking the time to make this happen. This is irregular. We don't love doing these, but I think in the case of Mr. Vargas and Iron Boy, helping him out is the right thing to do. And I really appreciate you all making this happen. We have found ourselves at the possibility of an adjournment. Is there a motion for such?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we adjourn the meeting.
Mr. Chairman, I second the motion.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carries unanimously. Gentlemen, thank you all for your time. This, I think, was the right thing to do. I know it was difficult to pull off. Juan, thank you for getting this done. Everybody take care. We'll see each other soon.